Have you ever wondered why some people start Christian journey with passion, excitement, and commitment, but years later, they are nowhere to be found? They once served, they once prayed, they once evangelized, they once loved the Lord, then something changed. One of the most tragic examples in the Bible is a man named Demas. His story is summarized in a single heartbreaking verse, 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 10. For Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world. What happened? Why did Demas walk away from God? And what can we learn from his failure so we don't repeat it? Let's examine scriptures. Demas started well. The first thing we must understand is that Demas did not begin as an unbeliever. Paul mentioned him positively in earlier letters. Colossians chapter 4 verse 14 says, Luke, the beloved physician, and Demas greet you. Philemon 1:24 says, Marcus, Aristarchus, Demas, Lucas, my fellow laborers. Notice how Paul describes him, a fellow laborer. Demas was not sitting in the back row of the church. He wasn't sitting in the back row of the Christian work. He was actively involved in ministry. He traveled with Paul. He walked alongside mature believers. He witnessed God's power firsthand. Yet, proximity to spiritual things is not the same as spiritual maturity. You can attend church every week and still drift away. You can serve in ministry and still lose your love for God. The word became more attractive to Demas. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 10 reveals the real problem. Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world. The issue was not persecution. The issue was not false doctrine. The issue was not church conflict. The issue was love. His affection shifted. The word became more desirable than Christ. Jesus taught this principle in Matthew chapter 6, verse 21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Eventually, your life follows your love. Whatever captures your heart will direct your future. Demas loved the world more than he loved Christ, and that love pulled him away. The drift was probably slow in the case of Demas. Most people do not wake up one morning and decide to abandon God. Spiritual decline is usually gradual. A little less prayer, a little less Bible reading, a little less hunger for God, a little more attraction to worldly pleasures, a little more compromise until one day the distance becomes obvious. Hebrews chapter 2 verse 1 warns, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. Notice the word slip. Spiritual drift is often slow and unnoticed. Demas chose the temporary over the eternal. The world always offers immediate rewards, comfort, popularity, pleasure, money, recognition. But all these things are temporary. 1 John chapter 2 verses 15 through 17 says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. The passage concludes, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Demas exchanged eternal rewards for temporary attractions. What a costly trade. Demas worked with Paul, yet he still fell away. Judas walked with Jesus, yet he betrayed him. Faith cannot survive on borrowed conviction. Your relationship with God must be personal. Your spouse's faith cannot save you. Your pastor's faith cannot sustain you. Your church's faith cannot carry you. You must know God for yourself. How do we avoid Demas's mistake? First, guard your heart. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it all are the issues of life. Out of your heart are the issues of life. Second, examine your love regularly. Ask yourself, what excites me most? What occupies my thought? What receives most of my attention? Third, stay close to Christ daily. Christianity is not maintained by occasional encounters. It is sustained through daily fellowship with God. In conclusion, Demas started serving. Demas started well. Demas walked with Paul, but he ended loving the word. His story is not recorded to shame him. It is recorded to warn us. The question is not whether you started well. The question is whether you will finish well. Will your love for Christ grow stronger, or will the word slowly steal your heart? If this message challenged you, like this video, subscribe to Hidden Word, and share it with someone who needs this warning today.
Watch out for our next video, or watch one of our favorites here.